All right, packed studio here. Clip Rock. Bryce Williams, Slim 80, former ECU tight end. What's up, Bryce?
Hey.
We got the quarterbacks here as well. Holton Ahlers to my left. Hello, Holt.
Hello, Cliff. This is awesome. This feels like a locker room right here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't belong. And Caiden Norman. Hey, Caiden.
A lot of big bodies in here.
I can protect you guys.
You could.
I'll be your right guard.
There we go.
All right. We got a lot to talk about today. What's up?
Is his mic working?
Sounds weird.
Are you too tall for the mic? Because your mic is on. Okay, try again.
Hello.
There we go.
Yep,
There
there
I got
it is.
No,
Thanks,
I got you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
You're good. We want to hear your voice because we want to get your thoughts on a couple of changes in the Pirate coaching staff. Yesterday, we learned that Josh Aldridge was heading to South Florida to become their defensive coordinator. Today, it was released that John David Baker going back to Ole Miss to be their offensive coordinator. We'll take your calls, 317-1250. Also, at the end of this segment, we'll open up the treasure chest. So we'll take your calls then. But if you want to ask a question or give your thoughts on the coaching changes, 317-1250. We'll just get a brief statement from all you gentlemen. Holton, we talked about it yesterday where you wouldn't say much, but you said there could be some news coming.
Yeah. I mean, we already, had been told, but I was like, I'm not trying to be the one to, say it. And then literally I was on the phone with you. I got, 4 texts. I was like, oh, someone said it.
Josh Aldridge leaving, and then today we learned about JDB.
JDB doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, he had a really good year. And Josh Aldridge had a good year, too. But it was just dang, a conference opponent. We were talking, is it better? What makes him think it's better? So, it's tough.
Well, Mully and Brian Bailey have all kind of said the same. There must be some kind of undercurrent or something to make a lateral move like that. Caiden, what were your thoughts?
But JDB, it makes sense. He's in a perfect storm. He was the co-offense coordinator with Charlie Weiss Jr. Charlie Weiss Jr. goes to LSU. It's a perfect thing that could line up. I don't think if that happens, he's going anywhere this year. I think it was just perfect. He knows the guys down there in Oxford, and it was a perfect setup. Now, Aldridge kind of pisses me off a little bit. It fires me up. It's like, come on. I get Brian Hartline. He's going to bring in some great offensive pieces. But going to a conference foe, man, that's a slap in the face of the coaching staff there.
Huh. I just don't know. Earlier, and I might be way off on this, I almost feel like it's a nothing burger. How much was this Aldridge's defense as opposed to Blake Harrell's defense?
I think it could be a mixture of both. I'm not sure. I think Harrell definitely had his hands in the mix, but it's going to a conference foe where it fires up everyone else.
Okay.
I just don't even if it is, I agree, it's not that big of a deal. It's just more of dang, that's another thing Harrell has to worry about. And plus, I think this, as a quarterback standpoint, I think it almost affects Caiden Hauser a little bit more because there's so much of uncertainty now. You literally don't know anything. You don't know who's going to be there next year. So that is what kind of scares me more about it than anything. Coach Harrell's the right guy for the job. If anything, he can call the defense and they'll be fine. But it's just more of just dang, we're trying to get our quarterback back, and that's just another uncertainty piece.
Bryce, I feel like the last couple of years I've tried to not educate you, but talk you off the ledge when we have all these guys transferring and just say, hey, man, it's part of the game. The world has changed since you played college football 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
100%.
But how do you feel about these? I mean, these are 2 big moves that are happening back to back before we even get to our bowl game.
Yeah, I mean, just agreeing with, the whole Josh Aldridge thing, it's definitely, crazy to think he just went lateral to another, a conference opponent and things like that. As far as, JDB, it's unfortunate for sure because of the 2 good years he's had. I guess he looks at it obviously for growth and things like that for him. But a buddy of mine, we're talking today, it's is that going to create kind of this snowball effect of how quickly people can just up and leave? Is that going to happen with our offense? Is it going to happen with Caiden?
That's what's scary.
I'm worried about the dominoes.
Yeah. So, and I mean, who knows? We got how many more weeks to the bowl game? 2 or so. So
2.5.
Who knows what's going to happen before then? I hope not. I hope all these guys feel comfortable here, and I'm sure ECU's treated them right. There's been success here. Hopefully, we can get another OC in here that is running a similar offense, so it doesn't just sort of discombobulate people. with change, but hopefully we don't have a big snowball effect, if any. But that's kind of what I'm worried about.
It kind of too. I just thought about this. It might tell you a little bit why Josh Aldridge put out that tweet last week about ECU being first in all those categories, and it's like, was that a bit self-serving, or
It's a
was
resume tweet?
It was.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get more of you guys' thoughts, but we got callers as well. 317-1250. Kenny Curlings is up on the Turner Home Team live line. What's up, Kenny?
Hey, Clip, man, you're surrounded by a bunch of legends in there today.
I don't take it for granted, man. It's really cool to have this job. Yeah.
It really is. Hey, guys, just quick on the defense. Don't like to usually use this word, but I have sources that earlier in the season, about midway, and this came from somebody in the program, told me there was some rumblings with the defensive coordinator, and that there was a possibility that Blake was more hands-on with this defense than we, Pirate Nation, knew of. And so I'm really not shocked to see that Aldridge is gone, but we can promote within house if we need to. Tesh has done a great job. We've got other coaches behind him that can step up and fill his shoes. So I wish we really take a hard look at promoting within on the defense, being that Blake is a defensive guy. Now, offense, yes, we've known that JDB is going to go as soon as he gets a decent shot, and you can't blame him for going back to Ole Miss. The key is going to be Hauser, because you got to have your leader at quarterback. And I would hope that Blake and they've sat down and talked with Caiden about this stuff. So you got to trust in the process. You got to trust that the coaching staff has been aware of this stuff brewing, and they've already got a plan. And like I said, promote within on the defense. I'd give a guy over there that's sitting with you today a call about offensive coordinator, and he could bring his good buddy there along as a quarterback's coach. But, hey, who am I?
Holton, if asked, would you step up and lead the Pirate offense?
Yeah, but I'm not going to be asked. If you were asked, would you say no, Clip?
I would say, what the hell are you talking about? Let's give it a shot. What does that paycheck look like for one game? I appreciate the call, Kenny. I agree with a lot of your points. Again, I'm not too worried about the Aldridge thing because Blake Harrell had to make a defensive coordinator hire, and I guess he made a pretty good one with Josh Aldridge. So I think he can do it again. A little more worried on the offensive side because this will be the first time as a head coach he's making that call and bringing in an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and that's where having connections and mentors, and because he's a defensive guy, he'll tell you himself he was a defense coordinator, so that's where it's always scary hiring a defense coach hiring an offensive guy. And Mike Houston hit a home run with JDB,
yeah,
but he's not our head coach anymore. Obviously, Coach Harrell is, so he's going to have to make that decision. I'm sure we'll get into that here in a second. There's some guys, there's safe options that are pretty much there's a guy that mentored JDB, and it's JDB's pretty much best friend, from what I've heard, and Graham Harrell too. I don't think that's that good of a hire. Seth Luttrell's a guy for me, and we can kind of get into it. I think Caiden will talk about it too. Seth Luttrell was the head coach at North Texas when JDB was there. Actually, when whatever his name, Graham Harrell was there as well. So he's had top 10 offenses. If you want to go the safe option, he's also an older guy. So if there is success, does he leave? Whereas if you get a young guy, maybe he does leave again. So. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's safe options there.
I like Kenny's idea, too, about the defensive side. Maybe hire from within. He's got great relationships with Tesh, being with him all these years. Maybe that would be the safe way to go, maybe the good way to go.
I could see this being kind of like what you just said. Defensive side, if true, Harold did have more of a hand in the defense this year than we know, you do promote within. You do find a younger defense coordinator. Where the offensive side, you go for more of the veteran. You go for the guy, the guy who's been in the OC role before. You go for the guy who's been a head coach before, potentially. Just because you, as a defense guy, you want to trust that offensive guy, and I could see him going that route this way.
I just had deja vu. We were in here
last year.
Was it for the head coach or was it for when Donnie? But both of you guys had a list. But I remember Caiden had a list of names.
Yeah, it was
And-
for JDB when we hired JDB
Yeah.
2 years
Well,
ago.
that was
and
2
then
years-
for head
And it was
coach,
very educational. Do you have that again?
yeah.
I don't have that much of an in-depth list this time.
Okay.
Like Igo had a great list. I mean, you mentioned some great guys. A couple guys I wish when you go through the FC.
Hold on. Before we get to your list, can we
Yeah.
take another call?
Let's do it.
Because I do want to. We'll get to that. But B Pace is up in Raleigh on the Turner Home Team Live line. What's up, Pace?
What's up, fellas? What's up, Holton?
What's up, man?
Cliff?
Yo,
Maui Jim?
What's it?
you got to say hey to Bryce too.
I said, what's up, Bryce? Hey, brother.
What's up, man?
So, yeah, I think Kenny made a good point. Somebody said today that when you looked at the defense, like in preseason last year, they were struggling a lot, and then all of a sudden, maybe Blake got a hold of that thing a little bit more, and they started to do well. Holton, have you heard anything about that? Like he might have really stepped in and said, "All right, we're going to do some different things."
I hadn't heard of that anything all year. I really haven't. Like, we literally asked Josh Aldridge, like, on the podcast, like, a month ago, how has it been? He was like, it's been great, which I'm not, I guess he's not saying it wasn't good, and that's not the reason he left. I think he just wanted his own show. But I did hear last night for the first time that, like, during practice sometimes Blake would, like, lay into him. I don't know how true that is, but I was told that was happening. But that's also, like, being a head coach. It's not that.
One reason I was super concerned about the defense is because I did hear that going into the season, and I thought yesterday I was like, Holton, did you tell me that? And you were like, nah, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
It might have been another former player, but I had heard that there was stuff preseason that maybe Blake Harrell had to get more hands on or something. And I was like, dude, if we're doing this like 2 weeks before the season starts, I'm really worried. But man, the defense played their tails
great.
off. So.
Yeah.
They did. I mean, I think right now with, both of these guys, I saw Connor, the tight end, put something up today. I mean, it's going to be some players, I think, because I know he came from Ole Miss with JDB, so, there could be a possibility of going back or whatever. But there's a lot of OCs out there, man. I mean, you got the guy from Kennesaw State, I think his name's Mitch something. You got the OC from Western Carolina. I mean, there's you got Anthony Soto down at Mercer, who's was the OC of Lenore Rhyme before he went to Mercer, and they were top 5 offense. So I'm sure Blake's going to be able to find somebody, and if Garrett Riley doesn't get this Coastal Carolina head coaching job, I'm sure there's going to be a conversation there. So unless he goes back to TCU, I don't know. But once again, I've heard the TCU situation is that Sonny Dykes don't take the training wheels. He keeps the training wheels on, so he's going to, he gets involved with a lot of that play calling. So a lot of these guys, might not want to do that though. So I appreciate y'all taking the time to do this today, though, man. And y'all have y'all have a good holiday.
All right, Paige.
We'll
Talk to you after the Military Bowl. All right, Caiden. Let's get your list before we take a time.
I've named some guys like the
All right.
top FCS guys like Soto. You have the guy from Western Wells. Someone who hasn't came up. He'll probably get the Ohio State coordinator job, but Keenan Bailey was the Final 3 with JDB a couple years ago. He was the co-offense coordinator at Ohio State. He was in the Final 3 with
Where's
JDB.
he at now?
He's still at Ohio State.
Oh, is he?
So do they upgrade him to Heartland? That was a one as well.
All right.
A guy who no one's talked about, and he might not even be on the radar, but I really liked him, was Montana's OC, Brent Pease. He has the Boise State background. When Boise State went 12-1 back in 2011, he went to Florida.
2011.
He went
Was
to
he 70?
Now he's at Montana right now. I don't care if he's 70. If you have the third best offense and pass and rush in FCS, and you're a veteran guy, come in here. Let me trust you as a head coach. We can focus on defense. A guy like that. So there's a guy who no one's really talked about either. And then another random one. Again, if I'm looking at this in Blake Harrell, maybe you hire from within or younger on defense. You bring more of a veteran like a Seth Luttrell guy. But Jeff Gallo at Monmouth, he's been at Monmouth for 19 years.
He was really going through the depth to find these.
I love it. I love it.
He's been at Monmouth for
He's
been at Monmouth for 19 years. In the last 2 seasons, he's had top 10 offenses in FCS.
He finally figured it out.
And he did something that Donnie Kirkpatrick couldn't do, and that's beat Charlotte.
Oh.
Mike,
All right. A little mic drop there from Caiden Norman.
you like Donnie.
I
Donnie's
know.
your guy.
Donnie's my guy.
Why don't you just come at him?
Donnie comes at me all the time too.
All right, a lot more to talk about with this. I tell you what, let's get a brief break, and as we do, open up the phone lines again and give away another prize. One of your prizes will be talking to Bryce, Caiden, and Holton. And then another great gift will come out of the Pirate Radio Treasure Chest. We've already had 2 winners today. We had Casey Adams win the Down on Main Street $100 gift card. Our other winner just a moment ago was Mark Hall. And Mark Hall won the prize that I don't recall at the moment, the Michaels and Gakwe teeth whitening session. 317-1250. We'll do caller 8 again. Caller 8, 317-1250. We'll give away a prize, and we'll have a lot more on the present and future of ECU football with the football panel. Back with you after this. Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Tune in for Military Bowl coverage coming up Saturday, December 27th, starting at 8 a.m. The Bud Light pregame tailgate will take you up to the 11 a.m. kickoff after the game. One more time, we'll have the Pirate Radio 5th quarter call-in show taking your calls, comments as the Pirates wrap up the season. Tune in to our social media for full team coverage from Annapolis, powered by the Buck and Dirty Dan's. Guys, are y'all going to the bowl or hanging out with me?
Neither.
Well, that's for Caiden. Caiden is going to California, but I more than likely will be here, but I don't want to confirm it yet, Clipper.
All right.
Because I got to check with the wife. Whatever she wants to do, I got to do.
I got a no and a maybe. So
I know.
that's all I can say.
Shout out to Kenny Curlings. Put me in the legend category. I didn't know I was in the legend category.
We have a caller on the line, and I don't know who it is, so I will ask them who it is. Who is our winner on the Turner Home Team Live line? Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Daryl Lambert.
Daryl Lambert. Daryl, have you ever won before? I think you have, right?
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Good deal. Where are you from?
Greenville.
All right, Daryl from Greenville. We got to ask him a few questions before we just give him a prize. So I'll ask, did you ever want Holton Ahlers benched for Mason Garcia when he played quarterback here?
Unfortunately, I will have to say yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty.
Daryl, you know what? You get cold. That's all you get is cold this year.
Do you now agree that there was a reason Holton played and Mason didn't?
Yes, sir.
All right, fair enough. Who is your all-time, let's say Holton's got one play at the 7-yard line. It's a pass play, and he's throwing a fade to a receiver. What Pirate receiver all-time do you want him throwing that ball to?
Probably Dwayne Harris.
All right, number 17.
Respect.
He's coming down with it. He's tough. All right, Holton, you have a question for Daryl now that you're pissed off at him.
Yeah, Daryl. If you... Clip, you kind of put me on the spot there.
Sorry, Caiden, anybody got a
Daryl,
question?
you got a pick for the OC?
Not really. I'm leaving it in the hands of the coach who knows. I think he knows well.
All right, got another question for him. Not an ad. What's your favorite Mexican restaurant in Greenville? This is a debate.
La Rancherita is his favorite.
Chico's.
Yeah,
Chico's.
Downtown Greenville, our neighbor. Great call. Daryl, what is your favorite Christmas song?
Probably the Adam Sandler Hanukkah song.
All right, I hadn't heard that one. I've heard the song, but I have not heard that as an answer. That's good. Bryce, you do any outdoors stuff, Daryl?
Not really.
Yeah.
I used to do some surf fishing, but I had kids, and
Yeah.
they all got into baseball, so...
What's surf fishing? That's right there, standing up at the You ever do that? You like a boat, Bryce?
Yeah, I mean, I'd surf fish. I would never not do it, but typically I'm on a boat.
Yeah. All right. Holton, did you come up with a question yet? Nope.
Yeah, if you had me to hand the ball off to a running back, who would it be?
Who's your running back?
Any running back to get that 1 yard.
Probably Dwayne Harris.
He can do it.
Hey, probably Rajay.
All right, give it to 47.
There we go.
He can get there. All right, Daryl. We'll make you a winner. You passed all the questions. Let's open it up. Caiden, you do it. You look like Vanna White. Caiden's going to pull out a prize here. Give me a number, Caiden.
Number 15.
Number 15. All right. This is a good spot in Winterville. You just won a $100 gift card to Burrito Shack. They got some good stuff there. Been there a couple of times. And somewhat new spot in Winterville. So, Daryl, congratulations, man. They got some good food there.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas, and we'll let you know how you can redeem your prize. Thank you, Daryl. There's Daryl Lambert joining us. Y'all been there yet?
I have not.
Probably don't get to Winterville. Y'all got to get to Winterville.
We go to Hotworks and we go to Planet Fitness. So we're right there.
All right, check it out. Swing by Burrito Shack in Winterville. Fresh ingredients, bold flavors, made to order burritos, bowls, tacos, and more. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or anytime you need a quick, delicious pick-me-up. Burrito Shack in Winterville. Fresh, fast, and full of flavor. All right, back to... we're getting some fifth quarter regulars calling in now to the Turner Home Team live line as we talk about the coordinator changes at East Carolina. And Brooks is up in Binghamton. What's up, Brooks?
What's up, guys? Very fun to be calling you on a Tuesday, late afternoon, early evening. It's pitch black outside here in New York. Don't know if that's the same for you guys down in North Carolina. But heard you were taking calls, so I wanted to ask my opinion to everybody here. And I've been the very old man yells at clouds about the whole NIL thing and the transfer portal being unlimited and whatnot. But I've started to come around with it, understanding that, hey, this is the spot that we're going to be in for the future, and we have to move forward with it. My question to you guys is what do you think the realistic possibility is of players playing in the bowl game against Pittsburgh, but then choosing to get into the portal come January 1st or 2nd, whenever the portal actually opens up? I know a lot of us talk about Caiden. Is he going to play in the bowl game? Is he not? What that scenario will look like if Mike Wright's going to play quarterback the whole game, which, why not? He's done it all year long. So what leads you to believe that he can't play quarterback? I don't know. But I would love to hear your guys' opinion on that.
All right. Will players play in the bowl game and then enter the portal, I believe is the question?
I think that's probably the best move. Like, for a lot of guys, you get to show your skills against an ACC opponent, a really good ACC opponent this year. I think if I was a player, I would definitely play. And I wish I got to play in a bowl game or got to be on a team that went to a bowl game. So,
Brooks, hate to break the news to you, but teams are talking to them whether they're in the portal or not nowadays, so it doesn't really matter. Like, there's really no, unless you're like Caiden and you're like, I don't want to get hurt going into next year, really outside of like injury, there's really no reason of not playing in it, because if you want to talk, all these players, pretty much 75% of these players have agents now too. Like, if you want to talk to another team and feel out, like, the players who are entering the portal have already done that. They already know probably where they're going. Like, I read something, was it January 2nd when the portal opens? Mm-hmm. January 2nd, I read an ESPN article that said, like, at 12 o'clock, at like 12:01, guys are going to be committing to go to other schools under NIL deals. So, like, they're talking either way. So,
and Bryce, we talked a lot about the tight ends this year. I said one spot I'd love to have returners at is tight ends with Riles and Connor. I guess today Jarrett said that Connor's agent kind of put out his highlights.
Oh, geez.
And that's not just to say, hey, congratulations on a great year. That's to say, hey, take a look at my guy. So that's where we are in college
and
football.
then, if we have tight ends leave, obviously it's nice to have consistency. That's what I was fortunate enough to have when we played. We didn't have this, but I would rather take tight ends leaving rather than Caiden.
Sure.
Just because it's like, well, I feel like we can replace that position pretty easily.
And Caiden can recruit guys to ECU like Holton did with Isaiah Winstead and others, saying, hey, man, we got something here. Come join it.
I would think, a lot of these guys would see, how much success we've had. We've had, 2 really good seasons. And I would think, speaking like, say, for Caiden, I can't imagine there'd be a really reason for him to want to leave. I mean, he's established himself here. I feel like he could finish it out, and I feel like, just in my opinion, would have better probability. Possible future money is definitely a big deciding factor for these young guys.
Well, you couldn't think of a reason. I was just maybe giving you a reason.
Well, I guess I was trying to avoid that, but I understand that too. But I'm like, I feel like
he's not like upset or anything to make your point. Like,
he's not upset or anything.
And I really do genuinely think he likes it here. Wouldn't you guys say?
Yeah,
I mean, you've talked to him.
Told us, yeah.
So,
If we're worried about tight ends, my guy from Monmouth.
oh my God,
he's a tight ends coach as well.
Perfect. So yeah,
That is a wild. I would say, and kind of like Bryce said, like there's something to like being the guy at a good football team, a good football program that like is promising in the future. Being a guy in the city, like everyone wants him to stay here. Like where you go somewhere else, you're new. You gotta, whether the team pays you $5 million or not, it probably guarantees you're going to be the starter. But it doesn't guarantee that you're like solidified as the guy in the city, in the locker room, and all that. Like that is you have 1 year. Like, is Caiden? He has 1 year left. Like I see it as, if the money's somewhat close, like the situation here, it sadly is getting like worse these last 2 days, but it's still a good situation to be in, and especially for him. I mean, I think it's a good situation for him to be in.
And I think the big thing is, I feel like guys now look so at the right in front of them, like the opportunity right in front of them. But it's like, if you stay at a school and you've been the guy, I'm looking at the future of, okay, let me get more playing time, get more film out there for the future of a potential NFL deal, rather than having to start all over and not be that guaranteed guy. So I look at it through that perspective. For guys who just automatically up and leave, I mean, if you're not playing, whatever, have your
understandable.
See you later. But hopefully the starters and stuff would see some longevity or finish it out here.
When the NIL started, wasn't it supposed to be like separate from the coach?
Yeah,
talking about it with the player, and now that's different, right? It's allowed, and it's
I remember,
part of the deal.
Like I remember having conversations. Like the original NIL was perfect. It was like, if, like, for instance, my senior year, like the NIL that I got my senior year was like doing like a car dealership wanted me to do a commercial. Hey, we'll pay you to be in this commercial for you. Like that is real NIL.
A pirate radio spot.
Once
like a week or whatever.
And that's like what it was supposed to be. And then it just came in like, all right, collectives, all the big donors just put money into this and we'll just pay
you get a pot.
It's like, okay.
And my question is, now that the coaches are 100% involved, like they're talking about that. Maybe not around the clock, but certainly at the end of the season, Hauser's talking to Harrell and people about,
they've already had conversations.
What does my number look like for next year?
Yeah, and that's the thing where they have agents now. And the agents are having those conversations for them to kind of separate the player from the coach in a way. But it's like, dang, dude, I couldn't even imagine. I really could not imagine that.
No.
All right.
If you want a guy who has longevity and been somewhere for 19 years, my guy from Monmouth, he doesn't leave.
People are going to be tweeting at you thinking you're like dead serious.
I like it.
Like, this guy's takes are terrible.
I actually do like him as a coordinator.
All right. Speaking of, we had a name in the chat, Holton, that you were going to bring up for the defensive coordinator spot.
Yeah, I go back to the point of like for Coach Harrell. And look, I'm not like, there's going to be better names that come out there. But if you're Coach Harrell, you just lost two like younger coordinators, and it's like, okay, at some point, do you want to have it where like you have a guy who's really not going to leave for a bigger job, like they care about it? And I think that guy, if you decide to go that route, is David Blackwell. And David Blackwell he's an ECU guy. He played at ECU. He coached at ECU. He was the defense coordinator when we were there. 2018, we were absolutely cheeks, but we had a decent defense. We were top 20 in the nation in sacks. We were top 3 in the nation in tackles for loss. And bringing in a guy like David Blackwell, and I'm not like sitting here pitching out, I just think it wouldn't be a bad hire. Would be Coach Harrell could have his hands on things a lot more if that's what he wants. I do know philosophy wise, they're both aggressive, and that fits now. Like schematic wise, there's similarities, but there is a little bit of difference. But philosophy wise, they're both aggressive. David Blackwell took a 4-string running back and made him American Conference Player of the Year the 1 year he was here. So. That's my safe option. If Coach Harrell wants to have his hand on things, wants to have someone who's not going to leave him as long as he stays here, like that's a guy that makes a lot of sense.
Back to the offensive side. So, Holton, early in your career, you had the coaching change, right?
Yeah.
And then Houston, Donnie K came in. Your last year, Lincoln Riley had left for Oklahoma, and Dave Nickel took over. And I'm assuming, and everything was so different that year because Benker got hurt, and you had the experiment at quarterback basically with Kemp and Summers. But was the offense supposed to be the same? Or very similar to Riley's?
No, it was the exact same.
Exact same.
Yeah, exact same, which was nice.
And that's a positive thing. How about you, Holt?
Well,
it had to be different.
Oh, mine were totally different.
Yeah.
I would argue we had 3 offenses because we learned a whole offense under Tony Peterson. They scrapped it.
Then Coach Mo's like, we're going to run my offense instead.
Then they created a whole new offense that we had to learn. So we had to
Clip, my first 2 weeks here, I got a playbook, learned the entire playbook. Then we got into a quarterback meeting just one random spring night because I graduated high school early, and they're like, you know what? Throw that playbook away. We got a whole new playbook.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
I'm like, is this? I didn't have this many playbooks in high school.
all new terminology. Like they scrapped everything.
How difficult was it though going from Peterson to Donnie? Like, was it learning a whole new thing? Was it similar?
Donnie's was a lot easier, honestly. Like, because Coach Mo, it was Peterson to Coach Mo's offense to Donnie's, and like Coach Mo's was like very pro-like. So there was a lot of like movement and stuff like that, empty, and they pretty much just threw it all on me. We're like, please be good or else we're getting fired. And I wasn't that good, and they got fired. But with Donnie, there was like a more of a system in place rather than just
and I bring that up obviously because what do we do on the offensive side? Do we try to look for another clone from that offense, or do you think I guess that's the hope, right?
I mean, when Lincoln was here and those guys were here, like that offense is built like the up tempo offense, the spread offense, and it's not the same offense as Lincoln, obviously, but like it's the same like thought of playing fast, like maximizing space, maximizing tempo, and like I think that fits in this conference for one, and really at ECU too. Fans love it, and that's why I think Seth Luttrell keeps coming to mind. People can say Graham Harrell. Like Graham Harrell's gotten fired at like 3 different jobs now. He would be a decent hire. I think Seth Luttrell's a better hire. He's older, kind of like Caiden said. If Harrell's going to be more on the defensive side of the ball, like have someone who's been there, done that. He's had a top 10 offense at a ton of schools. He's right now at Tennessee being an analyst. He's literally the one who like mentored JDB as well. Like JDB's coaching career, kind of learning this offense, was under Seth Luttrell and Graham Harrell. Graham Harrell was the OC, Seth Luttrell was the head coach, and JDB was an analyst at that time.
We need to take another break. Jerome, I'll get to your name. I'm having more deja vu seeing the name Dwayne Ledford. I feel like we talked about him the last time around.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about a couple other names. More with Bryce. You good for the hour? Or you need to head out?
That should be pretty fast.
All right. Well, we'll do another segment or two with Bryce, Caiden, and Holton when we return. Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Holton Ahlers, Caiden Norman, Bryce Williams. Jerome in the chat has a couple names. Dwayne Ledford. Or Tim Beck, who just got fired. That was an interesting one because you could say, hey, Coach Beck, great job turning Coastal around. You could barely get a first down earlier in the season, and you reeled off six wins or whatever. Or you could say, dude, why did you burn 2 quarterbacks and your best one was on the bench, and how did it take so long to finally get things going? So I guess they went with the latter and fired him.
Do not touch Tim Beck.
Okay.
I'd rather hire Donnie Kirkpatrick than Tim Beck, to be honest with you.
Okay, y'all got to quit.
No, I'm dead serious. Tim, did you see the Coastal offense this year? I mean,
yes.
Golly.
Yes, it was bad.
But then Dwayne Ledford, I thought he was a really good fit for the head coaching position before. Like if we were hiring externally, obviously Blake Harrell ended up with the job. I thought he was a really good mindset guy, and he would be a good offense coordinator. He has good experience. I think he's more of like a stretch zone play action guy. We're looking for more of like JDB style now. We've committed to it, and it's worked. Just stay with it.
Wynn says, I suspect the new DC and OC hires will be names not discussed here today. I don't know, that Monmouth guy sounding good.
I think we've mentioned someone.
We got to have mentioned at least one of them today.
We haven't mentioned any defense guys,
DC,
but I have no clue other than Roy.
I kind of like that idea, honestly. Just
Tesh?
going from within,
Yeah, Tesh deserves it. He's a great guy. He's very well respected. He's been Harrell's guy forever. Like, he definitely deserves it. That would be my first choice. I think Blackwell's another safe choice, but yeah.
Who's his thought? Does he have a thought?
Who's your thought, Brett? How do we feel about Darrell Roberts staying. Are we worried he goes to his alma mater at Virginia Tech with their coaching change?
I would imagine like most of the offensive staff is going, to be honest with you. Like JDB brought in his guys, and like I've already heard Maddox is either out or wants to be out of
tight ends coach, O-line coach, all came along.
like whereas like Harrell, like these are Harrell's guys. That's another reason probably maybe why Aldridge left is like a lot of this staff was like Harrell's guys, whereas like Aldridge may want to go bring his own guys in.
Yeah, that's true.
But offensively, I would expect majority of the staff is gone. Now, Darrell Roberts was there prior to JDB, so...
Right, that's a good point. But, there could be an offensive overhaul.
Well, I guess you got to look what happens to Ole Miss. How many people does Charlie Weiss Jr. take with him? And how many does JDB keep there? That's a real question because Golding was talking about keeping guys in the offensive staff as much as possible. So I don't know. We'll have to see there as well.
Yeah, that is a weird one, JDB, because he could just literally go to Ole Miss, plug and play. They just lose their coordinator and their head coach, and then JDB, they run the same thing. He's already familiar with those guys. But if he wants his own show, like I said, I mean, you just literally never know.
I mean, I would say a lot of those guys he came up with, we'll have to see.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess I looked at it today that Chambliss said Ole Miss was a redshirt senior, but apparently is going to try to get another year at quarterback.
Everyone does now.
Yeah.
People talk crap about me. I mean, some of these other guys have played way longer than I have.
I want to try to get my years back.
You should, bud.
I have 2 left.
Yeah.
I only did 4.
Could you go walk on next
I have
year?
a COVID year. I didn't use my redshirt year. I had to forfeit them, but there has to be a workaround.
Yeah, you can sue somebody and get back in.
Those arm thing.
What do you think I could get?
Do you think you could take a tackle right now? Like if you were looking in the pocket in a D line,
if I can get my 2 years back, we'll do a documentary. You train me for 6 months. I come back.
Oh man,
I don't think I'm the guy to train you, but Clip's ready to do so.
Madden, I can
look at this coverage.
Yeah, I can show you like clock management. I'm really good at that.
Yeah. Well, come on. I'm a smart guy. Clock management I don't need help with.
All right. Wow. By the way, did we talk about this on the air? Caiden Norman's numbers from ECU NC State 2018.
Yeah.
1 for 2, 4 yards. Who did you complete that pass to? Did anybody have 4 yards? Jonathan Johnson had 1 catch for 4 yards.
Yeah.
There we go. That is.
And he got a workout in the NFL.
This is one of the worst box scores in football history.
Those quarterbacks that played that day. Caiden.
Where'd J-Bone go?
He had a lot of potential.
Jacoby Myers, 13 for 163 and a touchdown.
Their center also scored a touchdown that game. No dead tears. They put him in your
Yikes. Bryce, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
Pirate Radio Outdoors, brought to you by Stroud's Marine. You've been fishing, hunting, anything this week?
Yeah, man, I got to be in the woods twice and fish.
Man,
that's
big week.
My lovely wife was in Charlotte at a birthday party.
Oh, good.
So I said, well, we're going in the woods and the water.
Do anything there?
Fishing was horrible. Saw a bunch of deer, but nothing old, nothing old enough, big enough. But it was good.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. What a treat for these fellows.
Hey, that was awesome. Yeah.
We got one more Tuesday show this year, so we'll talk to you next week.
That's the plan.
And say Merry Christmas to you. The QBs, Holton Ahlers and Caiden Norman. Guys really enjoyed you on the 5th quarter this year. We'll at least get a phone call from you, right, Caiden, on the 5th quarter?
It will.
Okay.
Well, I don't know
California Gym.
I don't know what the alias is going to be.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. And hopefully Holton will be here to take your calls after the Military Bowl. I don't even know if we've talked about that because we talked about all the coaching stuff. How'd you guys feel about going back to Annapolis?
I was talking to Tegan about it the other day, and like, from what I heard, it ended up being like the Birmingham or military. The Military Bowl is like such a first class bowl. Like Annapolis is a fun city. There's bars there, DC's right there. Like there's a lot of things to do. So other than it being the 3rd time in 5 years, like I do like it. It just something new would have been nice.
Yeah.
I'm happy to play a Power 4 school. I'm
probably the opponent.
Exactly. I could care less where we're going. It does stink 3rd time in how many years. But love that's a Power 4 school. Love it's Pitt. Like we're an opponent we haven't played in years. So love the chance to play and get a win. Hopefully.
Well, I've got you here in studio. Let's pick a few bowls. 40 bowls in 14 days. Caiden, the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl. Hawaii will be hosting that bowl game against Cal.
Give me Tashi and Cal.
All right, going with Cal. Holton.
Timmy Chang. Oh, I got a different.
Yeah, we got a different game.
I do love Timmy Chang, though.
Timmy Chang.
I do love Timmy Chang.
I'm going to give you Let's go to the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. How up will Virginia be after losing the ACC championship when they take on Missouri? Virginia and Mizzou.
I think both of those schools are actually, it's kind of similar offenses, very similar offenses, and I'm going to take Virginia.
Right, Virginia.
I think they'll have less guys enter the portal and declare for the draft.
As we wrap it up, I think Pirate fans want to know, how concerned should we be right now about the news the last 24 hours or so, losing both coordinators? How concerned are we, Holton?
Look, I mean, with success is going to come this, but you got a head man who you can trust, who understands this community. He's already hired a really good defense coordinator last year who's just left. I'm not too concerned. I mean, it's the defense coordinator is not that big of a hit, in my opinion. Offense coordinator, we knew it was coming. Now, look, like Caiden said last night on the podcast on the Holton Ahlers show, what's the ripple effect from here?
Caiden, not devastating, hopefully. I mean, it's a big blow, but not devastating to this football team.
No, I just hope we all hope that he was planning for this in the meantime, and I hope we have a coordinator name before the Military Bowl. I really hope we do.
Oh, that's a good question. Timeline, when do you think it happens?
I think it would be
because that is 2.5 weeks away, so that is a long time.
I hope he was planning the whole time for this, and
I do know.
We go in knowing who our guys are.
Yeah, for multiple people, I mean, he was playing the whole time. Like JDB was openly like, look, no one faults him for going to Ole Miss, so I think we were kind of planning for it. And yeah, we'll see. I don't think you rush it at all, but at the same time, if you can get someone before and let him come out there and see practice, see these guys in person, it definitely doesn't hurt.
This was fun and informative. What's our Monmouth guy's name?
Jeff Gallo.
I'd have to check his notes. He didn't even know. But
I know him.
Appreciate you guys, and we will talk to you again soon and after the Military Bowl right here on Pirate Radio. Thank you, Jackson. Great job. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Nick. We'll have to get an update on Nick's date from last week, Thursday on Pirate Radio Live. We'll get an update on that. We'll talk to you Wednesday, 3 o'clock, all new edition of Pirate Radio Live.